RealFansRealTalk.com, where Arthur Diamonds, Trip Young, and intern Tom. For the white and black fans, Asia to Manhattan, I get all my facts from my bro Mark the Stats Man. If you're not tuned in, I recommend the CAT scan. And if your brain checks out, then you deserve a backhand. Sports, gossip, all the hot topics. RealFansRealTalk.com got it. They got the hottest bloggers.
Is Jeremy Lin hurt?
Well, log onto the site and you can hear it from them first. I'm talking about the latest, I'm talking about the greatest. Go check out the archives, even tell a neighbor, tell them Bobby sent ya. From spring to winter, tuning in should be the only thing on your agenda. Certified cosign, you know what I'm about, son. RealFansRealTalk.com, I'm out one. Real fans, real talk, real fans, real talk. RealFansRealTalk.com, RealFansRealTalk.com. Real fans, real talk, real fans, real talk. RealFansRealTalk.com, RealFansRealTalk.com.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another live episode of Real Fans Real Talk. I am the one and only Arthur Diamonds. I'm here to introduce the usual cast of characters. And sitting to my left is the one and only Trip Young.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We got a whole lot of sports to get into this week. But first, let me introduce, sitting across from me, Mark the Statman Skevich.
Yeah, Mark the Statman Skevich in the building here for yet another live episode of Real Fans Real Talk. I'm usually all smiles when we're on the show, but right now is not one of the best moments for the Statman. I lost shot for shot last week, and for those of you that don't know, when you lose shot for shot, you got to wear team apparel of a team that you hate. And there's nobody I hate more than those Boston bum socks over there. And
you mean Boston Red Sox?
Unfortunately, I gotta take the Yankee fitted off and put that nasty hat on right now. So
can he wear it backwards so we just see the snaps in the back?
No, we don't need to see the
snapback. We can't just see the snaps. No. Snapback and tattoos.
This is what he's gonna be wearing today.
No snapbacks and tattoos.
There you go. Come on, put it on.
Trip Young doesn't want to see it. I had to see Trip Young put on a Red Sox hat before, but
make sure you keep it up.
At least you're up to date with yours. You got a snapback.
We gotta see your eyes. Make sure we see your eyes.
I mean, on the plus side, it is Real Fans Real Talk colors, black and red, and the B, just like Trip Young said, I'm just gonna pretend that B is for Brooklyn. So the B or the Bronx, whatever. We shoot over here in the Bronx.
Come on, we got
Bronx, Brooklyn. Real Fans, Real Fans.
Those pretty eyes.
Okay, that's a little weird, but all right.
But anyway,
man,
we got a great show in store for y'all today. First of all, it's football season. I don't care if it's preseason, but it's a real man sport, preseason football, and I can't wait to talk about Michael Vick and him being named Mr. Glass because he can never seem to stay healthy on the team. I don't know what's going on with him. But Trip Young, can you talk to me about Mr. Glass, aka Michael Vick?
I mean, listen. That's actually one of my favorite quarterbacks, so I can't even say nothing. But I don't know, this last couple of years, he's been looking really fragile out there. I feel like, you breathe on him too hard nowadays, and he's going down. It's not a serious injury this time. I know it's his ribs, but he should be back next week. He my goodness, he got tapped. Really, it didn't even look like it was that bad of a hit.
I don't know, man. He's just Mr. Glass. He's soft. That's what he is.
They call him Mr. Glass.
I'm sorry to say, but I mean, he's always gonna hurt. This last week he hurt his finger, right? He hurt his finger.
He was typing.
I don't know, man. And I don't like to hate on him. It's like he's a good football player.
He's one of my favorite players, and it sucks because I hate the fact that he's on the Eagles right now, so that really pisses me off. But he's still my favorite quarterback in the league, but he just can't seem to stay healthy, and it really sucks. They won the game, but of course, Tom Brady didn't play, so I don't really.
They didn't tell me Greg Oden was playing football lately. I found out Greg Oden's playing football. Yeah. It was Michael Vick, but
it's the return of Oden.
But it was preseason game against Patriots. No Tom Brady. I'm sorry, baby. There was no Tom Brady that yesterday. But they still was holding it down with Matt Flynn. Ryan Mallett. Excuse me, Ryan Mallett. And some other new kid, but he was looking really good. It seems like that the Patriots' offensive system is really good for the rookie quarterbacks.
We saw that with Matt Castle when he came in to fill in for Tom Brady when he got hurt a couple of years ago. We saw how well he did it in that system. They still won 10 games that year. So Belichick, he's probably one of the best coaches of all time, minus the whole Spygate thing. You know, even because a lot of you Patriot fans want to act like that whole thing never happened. So you know, aside from that, he's one of the best coaches of all time.
Well, yeah, and
they have a great system.
That game, yes, they lost that game yesterday to the Eagles, but even though pretty much Bill Belichick rest all his starters.
Yeah.
And it was just maybe the second unit and the third unit out there, and they
Which
still played a tough game.
actually sucks for the Eagles.
Their defense was looking real suspect early on.
They only won by 2 points. Well, we had another.
He did that exactly for the same reason why Michael Vick got hurt. Like he doesn't want Brady getting hurt. He doesn't want any of that's the biggest fear that a head coach has is losing one of your guys in the preseason. Losing a guy is bad enough as it is, but if you do it in a meaningless game, and because you played him too long or whatever the case may be, that's a huge tragedy.
Vic went down after 4 passes, so you can't even say he played too long.
There's plenty of stars out there that played.
But you know what?
The fact that Vic is Mr. Glass, he probably shouldn't have been in the preseason game. So
well, they're still having those offensive line issues that they had last year. It's obvious that they still haven't addressed them, which is why he was getting hurt last season. And as we saw,
I don't want to hear anything about offensive line.
There's another team that dresses in green garbage. The Jets over there with an offensive line problem as well.
Speaking of offensive lines, they had a horrible weekend as well, getting beat up by the Giants, the football Giants of New York. I know you don't want to get into too much of that because of how poorly Sanchez and Tebow played. So, what I do want to talk about, because we had a debate on the radio on RealFansRealTalk.com, and Arthur Domich, you made a statement that you felt like Andrew Luck was gonna really torch the Steelers, and that just was not the case.
What happened with that? Yet another Arthur Domich prediction wrong, ladies and gentlemen.
They still won. Hold on, excuse me. Did he not? They still won. Did they shut him down?
Did the starters play the entire game for Pittsburgh?
Did you see?
They played
the whole half. They played the whole
and he had
half.
2 interceptions and 175
And did you see how he got those interceptions?
Well, the second interception wasn't his fault. The first one was. One of the interceptions wasn't Luck's fault. But Luck definitely did not have as dominant of a game as he did.
I'm not even saying that. I'm gonna tell you why they're both Andrew Luck's fault, because this is the same discussions that we listen, because I'm gonna shut this down.
Okay, I think I know where you're going with this.
When it's Eli Manning,
yes, exactly,
and he has crazy picks where it's a tip pass or it's not his fault, Eli Manning gets all the blame. So now we're not going to play that game where if it's Eli or it's every interception it's his fault. But now because it's Andrew Luck, now it's not. Now it's not his fault.
I could gladly point out where it's Eli's fault when he's heaving it against 3 defenders, and yet it bounces off. It bounces off one, the receiver who's surrounded by 3 defenders, and he gets intercepted. But that's not Eli's fault.
But a lot of people, including yourself, will blame him for every interception. But now because it's Andrew Luck, now every interception is not his fault.
2 years ago, not last season, but the season before, where he had those 25 interceptions, ESPN said that Eli Manning was 11 of those 25 were catchable balls. So Andrew Luck, who you just saw on screen, one of them was a catchable ball that deflected off of his receiver and got intercepted by the Steelers. But Eli Manning had 11 of those 25 were catchable balls. So he could have gotten extra yards if it wasn't for his receiver bouncing off their hands, bouncing off their chest, and going into the hands of the defensive backs.
That's all I'm saying. If we're gonna call it, let's call it on both sides. Don't just say now when it's Eli,
he would have had 14
everything is his fault because Andrew Luck.
Which is respectable.
I don't want to hit. I don't buy that at all. He played against a real defense, and I'm still
it was such a real defense that they couldn't score. He scored 17 points. He scored 17 points.
Actually, the running back scored those points. He didn't have any touchdowns.
He had a rushing touchdown.
He ran one in, and he
got shut down so bad that they couldn't prevent him from scoring.
He didn't play horrible, but he didn't
torch them either.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
That was my point. He was not going to torch the Steelers defense. You put him up against the Steelers defense for 4 quarters, the Ravens defense for 4 quarters, the Giants defense for 4 quarters, and that boy is going to get sat down. And you know the Giants love injuring quarterbacks. Let him go up against Justin Tuck, JPP, and O.C. Umenyiora in the championship front line of the New York Giants, and see how well he plays against them.
We'll see when the season starts, because all this
And Andrew Luck will do good against teams that don't have good defenses.
That he's supposed to do good, yeah.
And just like Trip Young was mentioning, we talked about this on the radio show.
I mean, obviously, everybody, but it seems like, you know what? Everybody's wrong about him then. So it's from the scouting report, Mel Kiper, one of the renowned person for when it comes
Didn't they say something about Ryan Leaf too?
My God!
He was going to be. He was supposed to be kind of like what they're saying with Andrew Luck, right?
Mel Kiper. I can tell you that right now. Mel Kiper never said Ryan Leaf was the next John Elway. I can let you know that right now.
Well, not that he said he was the next John Elway.
He never said that.
He was supposed to be the next big thing coming out of college. He said he was
a good thing. He was supposed to be
He was supposed to be the next big thing coming out of college.
He never said Ryan Leaf was the next John Elway. And it's not only Mel Kiper that's saying it. It's every single.
Actually, Skip Bayless doesn't say it.
Okay, you know what?
But we're not even saying that he's not going to do well. Yeah. What I'm saying is he's not going to torch the top 5 defenses in the league. You really think he's just going to come in and blow those defenses apart? First of all, he really doesn't even have that great of a receiving corps to begin with. Let's just take it from there.
He doesn't have a great receiving corps.
No. He doesn't.
Okay.
Outside of Reggie Wayne.
I'm not gonna argue that anymore.
Who's left? And of course he's supposed to do good against the St. Louis Rams that won 4 games last season and have no defense. He should do good against those teams, but we'll see as the season plays out. We got a lot of football to go. We got a couple of releases of actually a big name release. Sean Merriman was released from the Bills yesterday, so he's looking for a new home. And it kind of sucks because Sean Merriman, I don't know what happened. He used to be a beast, then he started messing with Tila Tequila, and everything went downhill from there. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Is he gonna get picked up before the season starts, or what?
I don't think he's gonna. Well, according to my sources, they said that the reason why he got let go is because of Chad Ochocinco type personality. Is Ochocinco's personality. So he said he wasn't playing hard on practice. He wasn't giving it his all. Yeah, he had
practice. Talking about practice?
AI syndrome.
Hey, that's AI syndrome. That's what that is.
He had a torn Achilles, which he recently repaired last year.
Yeah. In 2010, he played 3 games, only started 1. Last season, he played 5 games and started all 5 of them. Only got 1 sack though out of those 5 games too. Used to be a lot better, but
he's a star. He was a star. Man. I think since he left the Chargers, I don't know. The Chargers let him go. They didn't even.
You gotta stop. Listen, athletes. You gotta stop messing with these reality starlets because they get you in trouble every time. This is Sean Merriman with Tila Tequila. Lamar Odom went crazy messing with that Kardashian, and we're not even gonna talk about Chris Humphries and Kim. Stop messing with these reality stars.
Nothing's wrong with Chris Humphrey. He got better.
He just got embarrassed. All right? He got embarrassed. Chad Johnson lost his whole career. That you know what I mean? Like messing with the number 1 gold digger in town, so just stop doing it. There's a lot of nice fine doctors, lawyers, out there that you guys can mess with. But we have some other news for you guys for you fantasy football fans, because we are really big on the fantasy football stuff at Real Fans Real Talks, and we will be starting our official league. We've done it the past 2 years. We will be starting it again. If you guys would like to sign up for our fantasy football league, then you can send us an email at fanmail@realfansrealtalk.com or send us a message on the boards on Facebook, and we will get you the information on how to sign up for the Real Fans Real Talk Fantasy Football League. Statman, you want to tell them, the winner from last year was
Ronnie Longshot White.
Yeah, I
gotta say that.
We gotta shout him out.
It was Ronnie Longshot White, the fantasy guru. He knows only challenger is me. That's all he's waiting for. You're going down this year, though.
The one with all the wrong predictions. I don't know.
Yeah, I was second.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. So now we should be good. Somebody else will be winning this year. But we got to shout out Ronnie White, who won the Real Fans Real Talk Fantasy Football League last year. Once again, hit us up. Fanmail at realfansrealtalk.com if you want to get the info and you want to sign up for our fantasy football league. And we'll be announcing each week on the show, who's in the top 3 players in the league. So definitely hit us up for that. And
And also, like you mentioned, we're the Facebook, like us on Facebook, and you can post on there if you're interested as well, facebook.com/RealFansRealTalk. Our Twitter address you saw earlier is @RealFanTalk. All our individual contact information is at the RealFansRealTalk.com website under the contact section of our page. Also, our radio show airs at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the RealFansRealTalk.com website. We are live here every Tuesday on BronxNet at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as well. We are live right now, and we'll be live again next week, once again from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We also have all our archived episodes on YouTube, on the RealFansRealTalk.com website as well, which is under the RFRT Media and then RFRT TV. So we are live here on BronxNet, and we were talking about Andrew Luck earlier, and he actually, the top two quarterbacks of this past draft actually face off against each other this coming weekend, and against in preseason action. So that should be interesting to see them two battle each other as RG3 and Andrew Luck battle it out. So
looking forward to seeing that game. I can't wait to watch those two, the best two quarterbacks, in my opinion, in this year's draft. As you guys see on the screen right there, they will be facing off this week. So who you guys picking in that game? Who's gonna have the better game? Which quarterback?
That's a toss-up. I think that, I think Andrew Luck will probably have the better passing game, but RG3 will have a lot of rushing yards in there. So I think they're both going to play just about equally well. I think it's going to be a toss-up. Andrew Luck probably a higher passing percentage, but RG3 has that running game threat as well. So I think they're both going to put on a good performance.
I have to say that both of them are going to go at it. I mean, they're both two real quick, well-talented players, so it's gonna be kind of hard to choose between them. Like I like them both. I lean more towards RG3 because he is in that Giants division. I want him to destroy the Giants, so I'm gonna go with RG3.
Well,
but I think
it's a preseason game. I could care less. I'm starting to develop a little hate for Andrew Luck, just a little bit. It's just because I have nothing against the guy.
Right.
As far as I have nothing against him, it's not like LeBron James, Andrew Luck.
The same guy that said he didn't deserve to be in the bowl game when he was in Stanford.
I didn't say he didn't deserve to be in the bowl game.
You said he was. You said he was a bum. That's what you said.
I said
he did everything possible
not
in that game. He was perfect. He was near perfect in that game. And
I didn't say he didn't deserve to be in the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the Real Fans Real Talk group page, this guy was there.
I said he was a bum. I definitely did because of all the hype that they're saying that he's the next John Elway.
Well,
I watched him play and I wasn't convinced.
Obviously, we know that's just a little bit of Statman's hate.
Just like LeBron.
Just like LeBron. But I don't hate Andrew Luck. I hope he has a great career. I just don't think it's going to happen.
You could barely say those words that he hope he
has
a great career.
I have nothing against Andrew Luck. There's no reason for me to hate on him. He's a
player.
humble player.
I will say this.
It's
going to be at least 3 or 4 years, I believe, before he even makes the playoffs.
Yeah, well, he's not coming around there guaranteeing 8 championships and saying that he's going. He's not the one saying.
LeBron got one already, and he got a gold medal, and he got 3 MVPs.
That's great, but
he got
Andrew Luck isn't talking all that trash like LeBron does.
I remember Mario and Melo saying they was going to win the championship. Their championship team. What happened then? They still can't get out the first round. Oh, well, I can't remember. Oh, I can't recall that. Right? Yeah. Okay, it's all right though. Listen. But let's go. We gotta talk about the most boring sport in the world, baseball. I'm sorry, but some people find it very exciting. Let's talk about the San Francisco Giants player Melky Cabrera, his suspension and his. I think he was watching too much Casino or Godfather or something because he's trying to come up with these schemes and plans to get out of the suspension, especially with the fake website that he did, and it's crazy. All
I have to say before I explain his methods, all I have to say is that I'm so glad that he was not wearing a Yankee uniform when all of this stuff went down. Because first of all, I know Arthur, you was gonna go in if he had been wearing a Yankee uniform while
Hey,
it's
they
happening.
so used
He's
to it.
scratching his head in that
Yeah.
picture,
So-
like, oops.
Yep, got him.
They're so used to it.
But yeah.
How many guys in the Yankees got caught cheating already? Huh? How many guys?
A-Rod, I mean,
A-Rod, Giambi.
Giambi.
We don't
You don't want to say
Giambi.
no more, right?
We don't count Giambi.
You can
Hey,
say
it's
them if you
alright,
want.
it's alright,
There-
it's
there was-
okay.
there was some Mets on that list too. Now, so let's not go there.
What Matt?
But,
How many?
But it was I think it was like 3.
Yeah,
but Melky he definitely he wilded out. I don't know what he was thinking. Listen, you got caught, you got your suspension, and now you want
I
to.
think Johnny Cochran came to him when he was in his dreams, and Johnny Cochran told him what to do. Like, let's make a website.
It's
and it's crazy. MLB did everything possible. They actually went to the website, called the person, went to Dominican Republic, and purchased the item, and then came back and tested. Which is kind of, I mean, I never seen an organization went out their way to go get.
Yeah,
to
because,
find the
because
drugs.
they want to make sure that it's false and they're not
Yeah.
wrong. Like, they have to, otherwise it's going to blow up in their face that they were wrong.
Yeah.
So, especially with the lawsuits that are out there. I mean,
Yeah,
Jonathan Vilma's suing the NFL. They want to make sure
So, yeah, they
that
gotta
they're
get it
right,
right.
and they have the evidence, and there's
Yeah.
no ifs,
I
ands,
wish
or
I
buts
was-
about it.
I wish I was-
50 game suspension, when you think about the payroll of these guys, 50 games is a lot of
Yeah, that's
money.
a lot.
Hey, I wish I was the representative going out to Dominican Republic. I would have had a nice time. I would be in the band and on the beach, chilling, relaxing.
While we are talking about Melky, I know it's a little early in the show, but we got a fan mail question from Sean from Bridgeport, and he writes in, how do you guys think the league should penalize Melky Cabrera for the whole website scandal?
Another 25 more games. I mean,
That's fair.
another 25
yeah.
more games. That's the season's
I
almost
think
done.
it should be. I think it should be something, but I mean, it's already at 50 now. Somewhere between
I don't think they're gonna do
15,
anything,
20,
though.
25, something like that. 25 sounds about right.
But I
Just
think
because
that-
it was so
actually, I
stupid.
think-
He should get a
yeah.
stupidity suspension.
I think they should just
That's
fine
what it
him.
is.
They should fine him more.
See, I'm
because
against fining because I'm not with taking money out of people's pockets. But
Hey,
Well,
he
I mean,
didn't
the
cheat it. He
suspension
didn't earn
takes
it.
out of his pocket
yeah,
too.
I guess
It's
so.
not like
Either
a
way,
paid suspension.
Either way, he's losing money.
It's
so
not
I
like
guess.
you could get paid to sit on the bench or sit
Yeah.
at home or something. Those 50
So
game
at least he-
suspensions.
he'll have time to sit
That's
and-
why
and
Vilma's
think.
suing, because those
Yeah,
8
'cause
games
he's
that he
losing them.
suspended, he's not getting paid for. So
Yeah.
Well, that's all. We have another topic in baseball we want to talk about. Steven Strasburg is close to being close to his shutdown date. I mean, what do y'all guys think
For
about
those
that?
of you that haven't been paying attention, Steven Strasburg of the Washington Nationals, they're one of the best, their best pitcher, their ace basically. He had Tommy John surgery in the past, and they're saying that when he reaches 160 innings, they're going to shut him down for the rest of the year.
and this is including the postseason.
Yeah, this is including the postseason, because a lot of experts are saying that the year after Tommy John, if you play more than 160 innings, it's a chance that the injury is going to act up. So right now he is at 139.1, so he has about 21 innings left to go, which will be 3 games, I guess. He'll be pitching 7 innings
But that
each.
makes no sense. Why would you? I mean, I'd rather have the guy. If the guy's on a hot streak and he's feeling good, I know he's not happy with this.
Oh no,
No,
definitely
he-
not. He
he's-
said that you guys have to pry the ball out of my hands, and
Yeah.
there's other experts that are saying the year after Tommy John surgery is the one year you have the best shot to play the whole season, because after that your velocity and your
it
pitches
drops.
starts going down.
Yeah.
So, and it's not like the Nationals aren't in the playoff hunt. So that's another big issue. If the Nationals weren't going to make the playoffs, that's a whole different story. They have a chance to make the playoffs and a chance to go far in the playoffs, and it's gonna affect the morale of the team if you take out their best pitcher, because they might not even make the playoffs. Even though he's not going to be pitching that many games for the remainder of the season after they bench him. If they bench him, the rest of the players on the team are thinking their playoff chances diminish without having their ace out there on the mound. So that's going to ruin the morale of the team as a whole if they bench him. And obviously, like you said, Arthur Damas, he doesn't like it. He said you guys have have to pry the ball out of my hand, and it's he wants to play. He's an athlete. He's a competitive athlete. He wants to play ball, and I don't blame him. I don't understand why they would do
I
it.
would be mad too. I mean, is he still gonna get paid? Is he still
Oh
gonna get
yeah,
paid?
no,
if he don't play?
he's still gonna get
pitchers
paid.
get paid regardless.
But
all right. I mean,
it doesn't make sense because first of all, they're having a great season this year, and you never know when you're going to be able to get back to this position again. You don't know if they're going to be able to make the playoffs, if they're going to play this well. Who knows if Strasburg is going to come back next season and pitch as well as he's doing. So you can't shut him down right now, especially when they're one of the favorites to make it to the World Series and win the World Series. And once you take away their ace from that situation, it's gonna be a snowball effect going downhill, and that's gonna be the end of it. A lot of those guys, you know, when your best, because I gotta say he's one of their best players, if not the best player. But if your best player comes off the team and can't play anymore, like Statman said, that morale is going to drop eventually. That's like you can't take Jordan off of the Bulls
Yes, you could.
you know what I mean? And those guys, did they win without Jordan on the Bulls?
I mean, well, they went farther than most teams.
They went
Pippen
farther than most.
had to take over.
They didn't win though. You
Yeah, they
take, you
didn't
know what I
win,
mean?
I know.
You take Kobe off the Lakers, then you know what I mean? That team morale just goes
Derrick
down.
Rose off the Bulls.
Derrick Rose-
but I mean that's an injury. It's not like a decision like what they're trying to do here,
Yeah.
and it's
But, you know, but
ridiculous.
still,
A
it's
lot
just
of
the
people
best player.
don't agree with it, and you know, I mean, if you have a chance at a championship, why would you ruin that?
Yeah,
That just
exactly.
doesn't make any sense.
Because they won the franchise. It's all about.
I
it's all
think
about
he's going to
politics.
play. I think he's going to play. I think they said that in the beginning of the year, the 160 innings pitch rule. They're making a big story about it, but I think he's going to play. I think the fact that they're 6 games ahead of the Braves in the division, have a legitimate shot to go far in the playoffs. It's not like the Washington Nationals have ever won a championship before.
And they haven't been in the
Exact-
postseason for like forever.
Yeah, exactly. So,
it's I don't know. I mean I really hope he continues playing because we need somebody to represent LL. But since you know, I can't have my Mets represent the NL anyhow. And right now we have a great race in the NL West between the Giants and the Dodgers. I mean, who do you guys think is going to come out on top?
You know what? When they lost Melky Cabrera pretty much for the remainder of the season, and my first thought was that they were gonna be out of it. But watching them play last night, because they're playing the Dodgers right now.
They won.
They won last
yesterday.
night. And I gotta say, like I haven't lost faith in my boy Tim Lincecum just yet, and I really
He
feel
did have
like
a rough start too.
yeah, but I feel like the guys are gonna see in this situation they're gonna rally around the Melky not being there, and I really think they're gonna step up and take that division.
Statman, what do you think?
I'm thinking that, you know, even though Melky was recently suspended and they got the victory against the Dodgers yesterday, it was a 2-1 victory. It was a close victory. I don't think that they're going to take the division, but they're in a good position for the wild card still, especially since there's 2 wild cards this year for the first time. So they have the same record as Pittsburgh. Atlanta's a little bit ahead, so they might finish with one of the wild card spots. It's between the 3 of them right now, between Atlanta, Pittsburgh, and either San Francisco or the LA Dodgers, depending on who wins the division there. So they have a chance at the wild card.
Yeah.
It's a toss-up, but I think with Melky gone, I think it's going to affect them over the course of the next month and a half.
Well, I think the Dodgers are more powerhouse than the Giants right now. I mean, they got the hitting, they got the pitching. I mean,
the pitching would go to the Giants, but they got the hitting in the
Giants.
Dodgers.
But it's not. It's better on the Giants, but it's not saying that it's not there with the Dodgers. I mean,
Yeah.
they
It's
wouldn't
there,
be.
but I mean,
They
if you're
wouldn't.
comparing 2 teams, you go by which team has the better pitching, and that's the Giants. So
Okay.
But you know what? It can't go either way. I don't know. For some reason, I like the Giants. I really think they're gonna rally behind this and come out of the division on top.
The one team that isn't going to make the playoffs, though, that's the Boston Red Sox, and it's about time for shot, and I get to take this garbage off my head and put back on the Yankee fitted. Oh, it's so relaxing. Oh, my head was burning before with that Red Sox hat on. Jeez. All right, so it is time for shot for shot.
That's right. Throw your ref jersey
The
on.
defending champion Trip Young will be going up against the most diabolical hater in the history of time. Not even on this side of the Mississippi, but he upgraded to in the history of time. And he's
Since the Big Bang.
You know, hate is like an art form. That's why. And Arthur Damas,
he's like born a hater.
Yeah, he was born a hater. He has it down. The hate's in his veins, it's in and it goes deep through his core. So you know, when you got something like that, I mean, he does it well. He wears it well. You wear the hate very well, Arthur Damas. I must say that about you.
All right, so Trip Young is the defending champion, even though I didn't agree with losing, but who does? We'll start with the first question. The challenger goes first. Which will be more detrimental to the Jets this season, the play or the quarterbacks or the offensive line?
I like this question. This question is really tough, but I'm gonna have to say,
Especially since they both parts of
Like-
it suck. So, but it is the Jets. So I mean, they got a lot of things that suck about them. The other thing is they have to unfortunately be the second best team in New York, and they have a team like the Giants who has the most Super Bowls in the past
I believe that you asked me a question and I'm supposed to,
Yeah,
I'm supposed to-
continue.
I'm supposed to answer,
Go ahead.
right?
I just wanted to throw that little nudge in there. So.
Yeah, like I said, I think it's going to be the offensive line because even with the quarterback issue, we know we have the quarterback issue, but even with our offensive line, we can try to get back to running gun, ground and pound. And if you can't ground and pound, we don't have an O-line to ground and pound. You can't even ground and pound. So I have to say it has to be the offensive line. I mean, even if the quarterback's issue, we don't have time behind there for even like after 2 seconds after the snap, and the guy comes right up the middle, and we have a problem. So I really think it's the offensive line that's going to be a key role in for the Jets this season.
Trip Young?
I gotta agree. It's because as horrible as those quarterbacks are, I feel like Sanchez can at least contain the game if the offensive line gives him a little bit of time to work, and they can kind of get back into the running game, like Arthur said.
Well, you guys agree, and I do agree with that as well. The offensive line, even if you have two bad quarterbacks, I mean, the running game, like Arthur Damas said, if the offensive line is good, they could do the ground and pound. And if your quarterbacks aren't good, if your quarterbacks aren't good and the offensive line isn't good, that's going to make it even tougher for the horrible quarterbacks that they have. So it's definitely the offensive line is a big factor. So next question, is Andrew Luck a good fantasy football option at quarterback? Trip Young, what do you think?
This is a rough question. So with fantasy football, it's a little tricky because it depends on what kind of league you got. Do you have a 1 quarterback league? Do you have a 2 quarterback league? But I'm gonna just speak from because how we do. We have a 1 quarterback league, so we did a 20 team league last.
I think we had a 2 quarterback. Yeah, it was open.
Well, I mean, for a two quarterback system, then I'll say yes. Obviously.
Well, what are we going to be doing this year?
All right, because I thought we were doing 1 quarterback with a quarterback on the bench, obviously. But if we're going by the 1 quarterback, then I'm.
Oh yeah, one on the bench.
One starter,
that's why.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
I got confused
so
there.
if we're gonna say 1 star, I'm gonna say
starter,
no. He's not gonna be anywhere in the top. I gotta say, 50 picks. I don't see it because running backs are obviously going to go first, and if we're looking at quarterbacks, I'm going for the quarterbacks that have been getting it done before I even look at Andrew Luck. I'm looking for Rodgers, Brady, Breeze. I'm looking for Eli. I'm looking for Phillip Rivers, who's a stat sheet filler. So I gotta say no.
Arthur Damas?
Well, all the other like quarterbacks, elite quarterbacks, if you have no other quarterback to pick, and he's there between some of the other quarterbacks, I will pick him. I will have to say yes. I think just like Cam Newton took everybody by surprise. I didn't pick Cam Newton last year, and he was going within the week 3 when he was doing all he was doing. I mean, I still think Andrew Luck is going to have a good game. He's going to have touchdowns. He's going to have good yardage. How
often do we get a Cam Newton?
I don't think anyone's gonna pick him as their starting quarterback. I might pick him as an option for
pick him as an
the
option
backup
too.
quarterback,
I mean,
but I don't think that's that's a good pick. I don't think it's a top 50 pick because if the main elite quarterbacks out there that threw for 5,000 yards or close to it last year are gone, then you're switching over to running backs, you're switching over to other positions, and Andrew Luck's probably not going to go, like Trip Young said, within the top 50 and probably not even the top 80. So probably not even the top 100. I picked Eli Manning last year, and it was the 81st pick between us. So I just don't think Andrew Luck is a top pick in fantasy football. So.
And that's not to say that he can't have a crazy season.
He could have a good season, but I don't think he's a top 10 quarterback. It's
I mean, he's not. You can't. But
if he's not a top 10
quarterback,
he's not going to be
a good
good.
As good as Cam Newton had last year in the preseason, nobody was going to pick him as a fantasy football.
But this question is a fantasy football option. I mean, if he's a 2-quarterback system, I will pick him.
Well, of course he's.
I mean,
that's if you have 2 quarterbacks playing at the same time.
But you're going to have him as your backup quarterback. You're not going to.
But you have to make this question a little bit more understandable.
We don't play 2 quarterbacks at the same time. That's why he made the clearance before. He said one quarterback playing and then the other one will be on the bench.
Andrew Luck would only be there.
He would only be maybe 1 week.
If you pick Andrew Luck, then you would only pick him for.
I would, like I said, I would.
You can't change your answer now. I'm sorry. That's a point for Trip Young.
Okay.
So, next question. Which National League pitcher with a record of 15-4 has a better shot at winning the National League Cy Young Award? A.J. Burnett or R.A. Dickey?
I would say I have to go with A.J. Burnett. I think because he's doing a little bit better than R.A. right now. R.A. struggling a little bit. But, he's pretty much – he left the Yankees and then he came back and he's a hot fire right now. So he's making y'all look bad right now. So I have to say A.J. Burnett.
I'm going to disagree with you. I'm going to go with it's crazy for me to say this, but I got to go with R.A. Dickey. He's actually ranked higher right now in the when they have the season award races, Cy Young Award races. It's actually ranked higher. A.J. Burnett is having a great year. They both having a great year. But R.A. Dickey's numbers are a little bit better than A.J. Burnett. And like I said, he's even ranked higher right now than A.J. Burnett. I believe A.J. Burnett is rounding out the 10th spot, if I'm not mistaken. He's about 10th or 11th right now.
Yeah, but plus you throw in the shutouts with close to the no-hitter with R.A. Dickey this season. So I'm surprised Arthur went against his Mets player. He has a Mets player that has the ability to go for the Cy Young, and he goes for A.J. Burnett just because he left. That's how strong the hate is. He left the Yankees and started doing a good job. And he even said, he's making y'all look bad, so it's got to be him. So, so 2 points for Trip Young. Next question. Over or under 40% chance Chad Johnson plays football again this season? Trip Young?
This is a rough one because I really feel bad for Chad Johnson. Man, he's just been through the fire these past 2 weeks. He got a domestic charge. He got released. He lost a sponsor with the coconut water. He got divorced. He got oh my goodness. I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna say over. I feel like some team can still use him. I think somebody will pick him. I'm gonna say over 40%.
I would say under because there's a lot of wide receivers out there. I don't think a lot of people want to deal with the head case with Chad Johnson. Chad Johnson always been a problem, and I mean the Patriots drop him. He goes to Miami, and then he gets dropped in the middle of the preseason. There must be something going on over there. I don't think his head is on football right now.
It was because of the criminal charge, so he didn't even. I mean,
they
didn't even see him play after that. They just automatically made the decision.
Yeah, but they was looking for a reason to drop him. If it can't even be this the criminal charge, they were looking for a reason to drop him. Yeah, and that was the case. So I had to say under 40%.
This is a tough one. I mean, with all the things that went on with Chad Johnson, I mean, I'm sure if Terrell Owens could come back, that somebody will probably find some team will find a spot for Chad Johnson. But at the same time, At the same time, he's got a lot of issues, like Trip Young was mentioning, that might affect him psychologically, and his head might not be in the game. So it's a possibility, but I don't think it's an over 40% chance. So I got to give the point to Arthur on that one. Last question, unless we go to overtime. Rafael Nadal will now miss the U.S. Open due to another injury. Is he done as an elite tennis player?
No.
Arthur?
No, I don't even have to say anything else out behind that. No, he's not. He's still prime. He get injured, but he's still prime. He's always going to be a top 5 tennis player in the rankings. So no, he's not done as an elite player. As long as he's there, he's not Andy Roddick.
Yeah.
So I have to say he's always going to be in top 5.
Yeah, I don't think right now, just because he's so young. I mean, even though I guess 25 and 26 now, but he's probably got 5 good years left in him.
Federer's, how old is Federer?
I mean,
Serena Williams is an example. She had her injury and
she had her
back.
injuries older than him.
I believe Rafael Nadal was ranked 3rd recently, so
yes.
he's like Arthur said, he will always.
So
be in the top 5.
I gotta say he's gonna be up there for a little while. I don't think this is gonna shake him. I just think he'll take this time off and he'll be back for the Australian Open. He'll be looking good again. So I gotta agree.
All right, so Nadal is still going to be elite when he comes back from his injury, according to the Real Fans Real Talk panel over here. Arthur Damas, Trip Young, and myself, Statman Skevich. The winner of Shot for Shot this week, though, with a 2-1 victory, the one and only legendary Trip Young. Congratulations, Trip Young.
Hey, I'm over here making it happen. I want to dedicate this win to my baby boo, Serena. The U.S. Open is about to start, so I got to shout you out, boo. Can't wait to see you. All right.
Especially since she's going to be local this time and not have to travel, so you two could hang out a little bit after the game. I know you were missing her in the Olympics and everything, so
small
at least
stuff like we like to go
little
bowling and whatnot.
A little champagne afterwards,
something light, nothing too crazy.
Exactly.
but now it was definitely a good matchup today. But we got some important dates in sports history that we need to get out to the masses. Arthur Damas, you want to start us off?
Yes. In 1926, Ted Lyons of the Chicago White Sox hit the Boston Red Sox at Fenway Park in just 67 minutes.
I really like that Arthur. That's a great sports note you just mentioned. Just the fact that he hit the Red Sox back in the 20s, they were getting no hits thrown against them. I like that one. In 1967, owner Charlie Finley of the Athletics released Ken Harrelson, who became Major League Baseball's first true free agent.
That's crazy.
Also in 2004, U.S. swimmer Michael Phelps won his 8th medal of the Summer Olympics back then in Athens, Greece. And that's this date in sports history, everyone.
Shout out to Aquaman. For that one.
Well, we want to get into something that just happened this past Saturday. We were at a charity event for Ring 10 New York. Ring10newyork.com is the website for the charity if you guys want to donate. What it is basically is former boxers that have fallen on hard times, and they try to put them back on their feet. Some of them are homeless, and even though they made money during those years, certain things happen in their lifestyle. They don't manage their money right. In some cases, they get robbed by their money managers or managers, and they're very sad stories and different instances there. So Ring 10 New York is the ring10ny.com is the website once again. We were there at the Marina Del Rey over in the Bronx, and it was a great event. We had a lot of guys there. We got some interviews there. We have Harold Letterman. We're going to have that interview posted up later on. It's For the Fans Productions YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to that, and you'll see our previous episodes as well as our specials and our interviews with the different former boxers out there. Trip Young, you want to mention some of the other names that were there during the charity event this past Saturday?
Of course. Well, first, I gotta say this, because if for the people that were out there, they know it, they saw us, You know, for you guys that weren't there, you'll get to see some of the footage online. Now, usually, I know you guys are used to us. You know, we up here, we might have a jersey on, a hat, or, you know, some jeans, whatever. When we went to the Marina Del Rey, I gotta say, the Real Fans Real Talk panel was looking very sharp. Everybody was suited and booted, and, you know, had the ties on and everything, looking real good.
Looking
you know,
management over there.
Yeah, looking like bosses, like we are. So, you know, I got to mention that first. But we got to talk to a lot of legends. James Bone Crusher Smith, who is a great guy. He's hilarious, actually. Iran Barkley, who of course we had on the show 2 weeks ago, who he'll be back soon. Aaron Superman Davis, Michael the Silk Olajade. We actually had an interview with an actor, Holt McNally, who he's been in a lot, so much on TV. Lights Out, he was in Fight Club. So we had him, and like Statman said, I gotta say though, in my opinion, the best interview of the night was with Howard Letterman. And when you guys see that, because he really gets into the Bradley decision, and he sheds a little light on Mayweather Pacquiao, we might have something going down real soon. So make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel, For the Fans Productions, or it'll be on our website as well, realfansrealtalk.com. The interviews will be putting them up very soon.
Great
so
experience. It was
check
a great
us
experience.
out. Arthur.
A lot of people don't, like I said, a lot of people don't know they don't know the dark side of boxing. Everybody knows about the money, the cars, the girls, all the bright lights, but nobody knows about whatever happens. You know, there's no veteran plan, there's no pension plan for these boxers, so it's kind of hard. It's kind of heartbreaking to see some of these guys fall off so hard like that, and especially about one guy that I was in Iron Barkley, the other guy that got put to sent to jail for 20. Dewey Johnson.
He was there as well. He was 26 years wrongfully accused in prison, and then the DNA test finally got him released, and he wanted to fight a professional fight, and none of the promoters were letting it happen until it was B-Hop Bernard Hopkins' main event fight, where he said, if he doesn't fight, then the main event's off and I'm not fighting. So that was good that B-Hop stood up for him. He was an innocent man. There was no reason why he shouldn't have been able to fight. He did get his pro fight in, and he did win. And then when they wanted him to fight again, after the victory, they knew he was talented. Everyone wanted him to fight again. All the different promoters and managers were coming to him. He said, no, that's it. I just wanted one professional fight. He got that in, and he got his victory. So his professional career was undefeated too. So
it was a great story. I mean, even when he was in his 15th year of the sentencing, they tried to force him to admit to the crime. They said they'll let him free if he admits it, and he's like, no, I'm not going to admit to something that I didn't do, and it wasn't. I'm just glad that he stuck to his guns, and he got whoever was looking over him looked over him, and he got pleaded innocent, and I'm glad. I'm very happy for the man. It's very
definitely.
We had some other guys there that we didn't get a chance to interview because it was running late. There was Donnie Lalonde. There's a few others that were there. Donnie Lalonde, the Canadian, the Golden Boy. So there was a few other guys there that we got the footage as well as far as their presentation during the charity event. But
the trunks, the boxing shorts they got.
It was definitely a fun event. There was a lot of good things going on over there. Obviously, the interviews were great.
Statman actually picked up a boxing glove which he had signed.
We got it signed by quite a few of the guys over there. I'm just gonna get it in a nice little case before bringing it over to the Real Fans Real Talk studio, and we'll have that on.
You also got the Riddick Bowe gloves coming in too.
Riddick Bowe as well. It was they had an auction. Riddick Bowe was one of the people that's benefit. They helped his house go against foreclosure. Riddick Bowe, one of the boxers I know growing up, I was rooting against him in the Andrew Golota fight because Andrew Golota was from Poland, and that's the old country. So there was that issue with the low blows for those of you that remember. So Riddick Bowe, we bid on that on the auction, won that one, so we'll have that here as well. So, but
I got to shout out our cameraman Stanley for coming through and helping us out at the Ring 10 event, filming everything for us. So
Stan the man.
So we got another fan question. Gary from Hempstead wrote, "Would you want your favorite team to take a chance on trouble big man Andre Blatche?"
Well, considering my favorite team is the Knicks, and they already have the guy whose nickname is Stat, and I'm the Stat Man. It's Amari Stoudemire at the power forward position. And by the way, Stoudemire has been working with Akeem Olajuwon this offseason, and he's saying he learned a lot, and he's ready to do damage this coming season. So for those of you
He's ready
Knicks
to punch
fans,
some more fire extinguishers. Break his hand again.
Well, he's not going to be doing any of that, but Hakeem the Dream, the guy who beat us in the '94 NBA Finals, is actually helping the Knicks right now, giving Amari Stoudemire some pointers. And Amari says he's ready to do some damage this season, so I'm hyped up
One
about
of the pointers Olajuwon was telling him is like, don't punch no more fire hydrants.
Yeah, that was a good tip. He did tell him to do that.
And he's like, Amari, you just gotta give me $100,000. There's nothing I could teach you.
It was flashcards he was using.
Yeah.
He said with the fire extinguisher, with the no sign, like the no smoking sign, like no fire extinguisher. Do not punch fire extinguisher.
Punch your teammates
So he
instead.
got it in his head though. He got it in his head not to. That's one thing that Hakeem definitely taught him. So
I gotta say too,
Akeem can't teach him defense. I'm sorry.
I would like to have Andre Blatche on Miami because they could use.
Yeah,
him back,
because you'll
man,
take everybody.
if he get his act together.
We'll take everybody. They
You'll
come
take
to us.
everybody.
Yeah, they come
to us. Get
Everybody.
that right, okay? They come to us.
As LeBron James' motto is, they witness greatness and they want to come to Miami and play on the team. But I would also say, because
If he can't play well on the Wizards, how is he going to play well on the Heat? Like, I mean,
Because LeBron James, the
Yeah.
greatest player
The Wizards-
in basketball right now, can make
the
anybody
Wizards
look good.
roster and the Miami Heat roster.
well, they
Ronnie Turioff got a ring, okay? Ronnie Turioff got a ring, okay?
Turioff was nice.
Yeah,
You got him from the Knicks.
Turioff does not have Andre Blatche's skill set, nowhere near it.
I'm
He
sorry.
just has those issues.
That was a joke of the
Well,
year.
Turioff had to play center, and he's a short guy because the Knicks didn't have any.
Well, that's why they could
centers,
use
so.
Andre Blatche. He's 6'11", and if he can actually learn from Dwayne Wade and LeBron and Bosh, and they can get him to mature.
Man,
I
he's
think
on a
he'll
championship
do
team.
great
You think
there.
he's on? He's
Yeah,
gonna
he's gonna
soak
be
up
chilling.
everything that he hear about.
And I'd like to see him on the
He ain't
Nets
gonna do
too.
no Dexter Pittman,
I'd see him
though.
go to the Nets so that the Nets can have another backup big man. I'll take him in Brooklyn. Come on down and sign
Depending
up.
on how much cap room he's going to
The
take.
Knicks
He's
need
not
all
a
the help they
he's
can
not a
get.
horrible player, but
That's true too.
That Knicks need all the help they can get. But anyway,
Yeah.
we were talking about the Tommy John surgery with Strasburg.
One
so.
question on that: didn't Johan Santana have a Tommy John surgery? Recently. Well, it wasn't recently. It's
When he
it was
like
one of the
the
years.
first second year with the Mets.
Yeah, and he pitched after that.
Well, hasn't been what he was in Minnesota either.
It's not exactly something somebody wants to
Yeah.
have, but the Carl Crawford unfortunately is having that. Other bad news
he
for
plays for
Yankee
the Red Sox,
fans.
though, so.
Other bad news for Yankee fans, other than the fact that the Statman had to wear a Red Sox hat, is their pitcher Pineda was busted for a DUI. So
It's something in New York, man. First
Yeah.
it was
He-
Jason
well,
Kidd.
He was actually
over
busted
here.
in Florida though, so at least it didn't happen in New York.
Yeah.
But you get your life together. What are you doing? You make millions of dollars. Hire a driver.
I never understood that. You're making so much money, just hire. You could have a
maybe he's
chauffeur in a
making thousands
limo.
of dollars. He's
Get
not
as drunk
making
as you
Well, he
want
can still-
and
he
get
can still
someone else
afford
to
a
drive
driver, though.
a car service.
I told you, listen.
Hey,
call
yo,
up
we
I
can
could
come
drive
out
a car
there.
service.
And
You
I-
know
you know,
what
I'll
I'm saying?
drive you.
Like,
Oh,
you'll
if-
have to be a millionaire to pay
Listen,
for
if
a
you're
car
drunk,
service.
I'm not driving right now, but I don't have my license yet. But if you need me, I carry you for a couple of $1,000 to wherever you gotta go, man. I'll do
I
it.
think that they'd rather sit in a car, and
Yeah.
especially for a couple of $1,000. They could get a nice little
no
limo
no
to drive
piggyback
them, but
rides. Yeah, you
there
see
he
the
is
look on his
there.
face
Of
right
course,
there.
He's like, come on,
Yeah.
Adamas.
That's the Homer Simpson.
What are you
Don't.
doing?
What was I thinking? I was out there trying to
He's
drink
like,
and
he's
drive.
he's hiding himself from me because I'm coming for that money.
Yeah, not even just
But-
athletes and people in general. Do not drink and drive. It's stupid, and we've lost too many
And the new
people
thing,
as a result of drunk
Stop texting
drivers.
and driving. That's the new thing. I've seen a lot of people do it, and it's a big hazard.
Yeah.
You need to really pay attention. Wait till your car stop at a red light, and you need to wait till you're at a red light, read your messages, but don't text and drive. It's a lot of people get killed, and it's actually becoming a really big thing now. Besides
they have the
drinking and
commercials
driving.
there as far as showing the injuries that happen to different people and the text messages that weren't even, nothing important to risk an injury. So don't drink and drive, don't text and drive, and if you're gonna gamble, bet with your head, not with your hate, like Arthur does. So
Well, we do have some very good news in Yankee land, because Derek Jeter, who's been having a great season, and once again last night, even in a loss, he still put up great numbers, went 4 for 5, and was able to tie Hall of Famer Eddie Murray on the all-time hits list. So he is continuing to move up the numbers this season. He is at right now 3,255, and they play tonight, so I'm pretty sure he's gonna take the solo spot tonight. Next on the list is one of my favorites, another legend, another Hall of Famer, Willie Mays, and it's gonna take him 28 hits to get there. So just keep watching him. We're gonna keep watching him, and if he keep having these multi-hit games, it's gonna happen very sooner than even we thought.
Yeah. If he does pass Willie Mays, that does put him in the top 10. As Trip Young mentioned, he's 28 away, as Willie Mays has 32.83. So it's not too far away. And, we had a shot-for-shot question earlier on with one of whether it was the radio show or the TV show, where Arthur thought that he couldn't get into the top 10 by the end of the year. He's only 28 away now.
I never said anything about top 10. You asked me if his streak would continue.
It was a top 10. We're 100% positive of that.
Yeah.
So, and he was 90 something away at the time. It was about a month ago. But once again, RealFansRealTalk.com has all our archived radio and TV episodes under the RFRT Media section. RFRT Media, if you click on that, it'll have our old radio episodes as well as the live player that we have there every Sunday at 5 p.m. for the radio show. We are live here on BronxNet, though, and we're going to be live again next week and every Tuesday from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you check us out every week, both on the radio and TV. And the archived episodes, RFRT TV for the TV one. So
check out our blogs too while you're there, because we are some good writers as well. So make sure you guys get your read on. Reading is fundamental.
Exactly. The couple of blogs over there. Most recently, I had one on the Dwight Howard trade, and one a few weeks back. My generation is better than yours. So a few good reads out there. Also, shout out to Face Facts, one of our co-hosts on the radio show, and a shout out to the artist formerly known as Intern Tom Delgado on our radio show. It was his birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Tommy.
birthday again to Tommy.
Happy birthday, man, from the hater.
You can't hate on the birthday.
Yeah,
boy
not at
there.
all.
Never hate on the birthday, man. Another diehard NASCAR fan.
Last thing I want to say, just make sure you like us on Facebook. Again, facebook.com/RealFansRealTalk. We occasionally do specials on the show as well, so we do special radio shows and everything. So make sure you like us. You'll be updated on our upcoming episodes, and as well as some occasional sports news and funny photos. So we're going to get into the final thoughts segment. So Arthur Damas, what's your final thought of the evening?
Oh, well, Andrew Luck, I hope you do really good, man, so I can rub it in these guys' faces later on, because obviously, I don't know what they're not paying attention to what I see, the talent that's in you. Trip Young, what's your final thought?
Well, I don't even think he's going to do bad. I just think he's not going to do good against the better defenses. But my final thought is actually, and it kind of hurts me to say this because it's actually about LeBron James, and it's in a negative way. His new sneaker is about to be released. And they're talking about the price range is gonna be in the $300 range. And I gotta say, these sneaker manufacturers, Nike and Jordan, is getting out of control. Especially when you got people who are killing each other over these sneakers, and you still selling them for $300. Come on, man. Just like let's we got to get better, ladies and gentlemen. So that's my final thought.
All right. Well, Are you ready for some football, ladies and gentlemen? The NFL season is coming up. Let's go Giants. That's my final thought. Giants, let's repeat and win Super Bowl champions. So Arthur could hate as usual. Good night, everyone.
I recommend the CAT scan, and if your brain checks out, then you deserve a backhand. Sports, gossip, all the hot topics. Real fans, realtalk.com got it. They got the hottest bloggers.
Is Jeremy Lin hurt?
Well, log onto the site and you can hear it from them first. I'm talking about the latest. I'm talking about the greatest. Go check out the archives. Even tell a neighbor. Tell them Bobby sent ya. From spring to winter, tuning in should be the only thing on your agenda. Certified cosign, you know what I'm about, son. Real fans, realtalk.com. I'm out one. Real fans, real talk. Real fans, real talk. Real fans, realtalk.com. Real fans, realtalk.com. Real fans, real talk. Real fans, real talk. Real fans, realtalk.com. Real fans, realtalk.com.